Now then, so today we're going to run a bit of Sky Strikers, and I can kind of talk you through how the deck works. We'll go over some combos, doing a few games, that kind of thing. Now, just quickly going through the deck, it's mostly pretty typical what I'm running. There's a couple of weird things, so I'll explain that. But in terms of stuff, we got typical hand trap stuff. We got Veiler, we got, Ash, Nib, Ghost Bell, Maxi, the usual kind of stuff. And then we have very typical stuff in the form of Feather Duster, Regeki, all the sort of good stuff, with like Called By, Imperm. Now, in terms of some of the like slightly weirder stuff I'm running, I have one Avarice, and this is merely I'm sort of testing this out. If you don't like this too much, you could switch it out for pretty much any of the other Sky Striker spells. That wouldn't be a problem. I've just noticed some games have been going on to the point where they're really grinding out, and I'm struggling to have Sky Strikers left. It's actually been a lot of the math mech games. Typically you can end up going quite deep into some games and you're running out of Sky Strikers. What Pot of Avarice lets you do is pick 5 of these, chuck them back in, so instead of going into your deck, they'll go into your extra deck, which I found is pretty nice. It's kind of very niche. I'm trying it out and it seems to be going all right. There's been a couple of games where it's helped out, and there's not really been any games where it's hindered me. So far so good on that. I'm also running one Hamp. Now, some people like this, some people don't. I think this is a very good card for the deck because it functionally works like a Kaiju, but even better for Sky Strikers. So you can basically tribute a card on your opponent's side and summon it, and this is kind of your answer to some of the more annoying things. So things like an Avramax, say an access code that's been summoned with IP Masquerena. If you see a Final Sigma, for example, this is very solid for just having a one-of, and it's also searchable with Engage as well, which is very, very nice. In terms of the extra deck, very standard apart from one thing. I do actually have Zeus in here, and this has been even better than I expected, because kind of like it felt like a 14 card extra deck. Like this is kind of what you want to run in terms of the other stuff, but with the Zeus, I kind of put this in because I was running into, surprise so much math mech on the ladder, and what you can do is basically Widow Anchor, take their Louboutin, Laplacian, whatever, make sure that gets involved in a battle, and then you can summon Zeus for yourself. And I just kind of found that has won some games. Like, it has been far more effective than I ever really expected, to be honest. So that's working out really good, and I mean, it's one spot in the extra deck, it's not the end of the world. So I mean, try it yourself, you may like it, you may not. But in terms of the deck and the sort of overarching game plan, you're playing Ray, you're playing Rose, you're playing whatever, getting a load of spells in the graveyard, and you're just basically grinding out the game with your opponent. You can go very positive with your sort of card usage. Engage sort of keeps you up on card advantage because you can, draw 2 and do this a lot. You can do this like 2 times in a turn. And then you just have... You can keep everything off the board. You have like Afterburners, Widow Anchor to steal stuff, Shark Cannon to steal stuff, Forbidden Droplet to shut things down, Imperms, Mobilize. Linkage is amazing for kind of like closing out the game. So you have a lot you can do. And I think that's about it for going over the deck. It's probably easier if I just show you some combos, so we will go into that next. Alright, so typical kind of thing you want to do is you typically want to go second with this deck, just because you turn 1, you don't really have anything you can really do. But typically what you want to start, I mean, if you get lucky enough and you draw, a Ray or a Rose, you're sort of good to go. You may have to be a bit more inventive with it in terms of getting these initial Sky Strikers out. But typically you want to go into Hayate. And so we'll go into battle phase. Hayate can attack directly. And when Hayate attacks, you can send a Sky Striker to the graveyard. So what we're going to do is we're going to send an engage. This is assuming you haven't drawn into engage, obviously. What you can then do is you can go into Kagari. Kagari lets you get a spell out of your graveyard. So we get the engage. And at this point, it's kind of up to you and you need to feel out the field. If you, for example, say I'd played Widow Anchor and Maneuver and Regeki and I had 3 spells in my grave, by all means, pop off the engage, try and search for something. If you kind of want to hold on to this a little bit and want to be kind of really greedy, you're going to go into Shizuku anyway. But this kind of decides what you're going to do. So let's just go to the end phase. And because we haven't got an engage in the graveyard, we can grab the second one. You know, this is very much, you know, depends on your situation. Sometimes you need to use that first engage to hunt for something, and then Shizuku hunts for the other thing you're looking for. So that's kind of what the general sort of turn 2 looks like for you. And I mean, you can see how this goes. Following up into a turn 3, you know, your Shizuku's always gonna die. You can go into Ray, use Ray's ability in the battle phase to go into Akaina and deny that second attack. And going into turn 4, which is kind of like, this deck is very much like a turn 4 kind of deck. We've got double engage. We're kind of good to go. So we could, you know, go engage and grab basically anything we want. Let's say you want, I don't know. Say you want a linkage, for example. You've got this and you can do basically whatever you want. And by this point, you are already kind of up in card advantage and you transition this forwards through the rest of the game to kind of keep it under control in effect. Okay, so now this is the same game, but kind of showing what your win condition kind of is going in later into the game a little bit. So in this position, we've obviously got huge card advantage. We've chipped away a little bit of life. But what we can then do is combination of all these quick plays to really aggressively loop up to a way to finish the game in effect. So because these are all quick plays, we can kind of, it's a funny one with Sky Strikers because obviously all of them have no monsters in your main monster zone for them to work. But provided we, you know, kind of keep looping this stuff, they will all still trigger, even though one will put a monster on the field. And we'll call it there. We could also linkage. So because we have 3 spells in the grave, we kind of get that additional effect on top. And as you can kind of see, you know, we've set up a board here. This is obviously lethal right here. But a lot of the time what you're looking to do is sort of go up to, you know, something a little bigger. So we can get rid of their stuff. Go into a unicorn. Discard a card. Doesn't really matter. We'll get rid of Ghost Bell. Bounce that. Go into a Agari. Obviously, like I said, this is like missing lethal. So I'm just kind of showcasing what you can kind of do as the game goes on a little bit. And what we can actually do is just do this. We still have lethal actually, despite me doing this to kind of showcase what you can do. We still have lethal from this. And then it's kind of as simple as that. It's always access code. But that's the general idea, is a combination of all of these quick play spells can let you set up a ridiculous board that you can then link off to make a unicorn, make an access code, clear the board, and just hit in for 5k. And a big reason why this kind of works is your Hayate. So Hayate, let's say Hayate attacks like once. They're already down to 6,500. And if your access code is going to do about 5,500, you basically only need to chip in about 1,200 more. So 2 attacks with Hayate puts your opponent in access code range. And that's generally the idea, is you're trying to sort of keep control of the game, keep using your spells until you can have a really explosive turn like this. You know, clear the board, set up a 5k access code, and then do this. That a lot of the time is sort of the way it goes, and it's your sort of ending for the game. Okay, so here I'm just going to quickly show. You typically don't want to go first, but I mean sometimes with the coin flip, your opponent wins and then they get you to go first. Very rare occurrence, but you know, if you do end up going first, this is basically what you want to do. I just quickly wanted to show this of kind of, this is what you want to do on turn 1. Is literally just this. Just summon Shizuku, and you can use Shizuku to grab and engage, and unfortunately this is the only thing you can really do on turn 1. Ideally you get this off of Ray, but sometimes that isn't the case. What you can also do is, if you have a linkage, you can also use linkage to go into Shizuku. You can also go into Kagari to get that linkage back, and then into Shizuku. But yeah, that's unfortunately kind of the best thing you can do in a sort of turn 1. And then you kind of pray you're not dead on turn 2, and then going into turn 3, we have a setup like this where we have engage, we can go into Kagari, we can go into Hayate, go into Shizuku to end on as well, and through these engages just really start to develop some card advantage and take control of the game a little bit. Alright, let's see what we've got. I mean, at least with the way the ladder works, you like always get second, because most people want to go first. Nearly always want to go first. Why running a fair few hand traps kind of works in this deck. Ugh, right, okay. Yeah, I think this is Avela. Right, they've got no extenders. Which is a big ask. It's a big ask, but this called by is gonna have to put in some work. Yeah. Okay. Yep, they're cooking. I mean, luckily enough, I think this hand can get something done, you know? Because yeah, now they'll go up to, what is it? Trouble Sunny, whatever it's called, the 3300. Is it Trouble Sunny? I don't know, I don't play Twins. Trouble Sunny, yeah, that's the name. Now, my only ask now would be like, Duster. Oh, Ash, is also kind of nice. Okay, so I think we start with an Afterburners. Just to, yeah, get that out, and then we can call by the grave it. Yeah, exactly. I was like, I could have called by the grave first to get rid of like one of these two, but constantly have a cross out for it. See if they are called by. I mean, in fairness, we're kind of fine. You know, we have extension beyond this point. We can go Ray, trade into one of these, switch to like a Hayate. They don't. That's amazing. Okay. Call back. Yeah. Okay. Sure. I think this is them done. I think this is definitely them done. How? Unless that's another call by. All I can think. Weird. I mean, okay, it works. And then we can go into Hayate. Dumping some damage first. Imperm's fine. Yeah, Imperm is kind of fine. It does mean we obviously can't pitch a... well, anything. So yeah, that will work. But we can engage. Imperm column, what am I doing? Okay. That one. Oh dear. Not my smartest move. Imperm column every time. Oh. But we should be good now. We should be good. We can grab an engage for next time. Oh, that was kind of stupid. But yeah, this situation's fine. Like we got Ash, we got engage. We're kind of good to go. Yeah, like we can Ash a kiss a kill. We got three spells in grave as well, so engage is good. We still had a way to get it. My god. Yeah, so they can go Lila. But you know, this is fine. Like we can go engage. It's all good. It's all good. So Trouble Sunny's negated until their next turn. Until our next turn, even. Not sure why they didn't destroy this. I mean, I guess they wanted the card draw, but it probably made more sense just to destroy the Shizuku. Yeah. Yep. And then we can go into Shizuku again. This every time someone special summons. Yeah, normal or specials. Yep. You would like to draw a card. We'll take an anchor. Yeah. Another rare. Okay, let's get cooking. Let's get cooking. They got both of the twin. Yeah, they've got. Oh no, they only have one. Leela. Hamp is probably the answer here, then, isn't it? Hmm. Yeah, we'll anchor, grab control of that. So, hello, Myrna. Yes, Hayata's link. So you just gotta remember with Ray, like, where the links fall. Sounds kind of weird, I know, but bear with me. So 3, 5. We're just short. We're just short, unless. Is she dark? It's light. Is it more damage to this? I know we'd say more damage, but and we'll grab one of you. Ghost Ogre, okay. I think that's fine. We're kind of grinding them down at this point, so we should be good. And we still get engaged anyway. We're forgetting that it also works like that. It's mad. So we're just short. We're just short of Is there any way this works? No, there's no way this works. I was thinking, like, can we go up to access code, but just short on access? Yeah, I mean, it was over anyway. One time I'm kind of don't care about the coin flip. Because either I win and I give myself second, or they win and 99% of the time they give us second. Spriggan kit, which means we got branded coming. Don't have a call by or no call by or Ash. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yep, there's branded. Shadows. No, so slightly earlier today, I had a match against like Shadow branded that went on for like 35 minutes, so I would really rather not have the same thing. And yeah, they can like chain link block the Ash as well, so we can't Ash the Beast. Oh. Wait, this is actually good as drawing this, because they probably... Well, they're almost certainly running a grass. Yeah, that's your Mirror Jade. Cool. Cool. And that's them done. Double engage. Love to see it. You love to see it. I'm maybe being super greedy, like holding the feather duster here, but feather duster is so good. Gauge 4. Hooray. And then we will engage number 2. Or, I mean, I'm thinking afterburner into these two. Probably the way. I do like the idea of Called by the Grave into Snare. Just before they can do this, you know? Because the graveyard doesn't have enough in yet that they can use Snare. So I'd rather just get rid of that. Oh, we can. Okay, and now, so if this is a branded in red, it forces out the branded in red. Okay, yeah, that's fine. And it was a branded banishment. Okay. So yeah, that's gonna destroy at the end of the turn, but that's fine. So is there lethal here? So we can get this. Oh my god, this might be lethal. But I'm being too lazy to do the maths. Yeah, I'll ash that because I don't think it's lethal. But it sets us up a very, very dominant board. Yeah, it's not lethal, but it's a very dominant board, so we go for it. And we will take back and engage. I mean, I just want to get that graveyard full of spells. So yeah, we'll go Zeke. Because we want that Ray in the graveyard. And like Shaw here, yeah, I mean, let's just banish this. Like I say, it probably looks a bit weird, me, you know, doing this, but bear with me, bear with me. I'm just now realizing I could have banished Zeke and then summoned Shizuku using that, but hindsight's 2020, right? Do this to get Claw. Get Claw and draw to like draw a card as well. Yes, we would like to draw a card. Cold Eye. No, I don't care enough about this, you know? Sounds weird to say, but because we could Cold by the Mirror Jade to deny this destruction, but you know, it's fine. We get our draw. We don't. Oh, that triggers before Shizuku. Okay, the more you know. The more you know. No, 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 no. We'll hold this. So they get branded. Yep. But that's fine. I mean, we'll anchor a Lubellion, I think is probably the way to go. Already, this game has not been played perfectly by me. Not by, well, not even good. Making a few mistakes, but that's fine, I think. You know, these things happen. Right, so we want to use Ray. Just so that Widow Anchor's live, you know. Igari to get back engaged makes sense. Is they probably going to Lubellion? Probably. But with the Lubellion, we can actually steal it, which is even funnier. Oh, what was that? A Cypher and Driver for Albion. Okay, I mean, either or. Like, either's fine. I want to do this. And now we want to do this. We could have also, like, hauled by the Albion in the grave, but... Right, okay, I guess we're not getting Widow Anchor because they're doing this. We can at least deny it, which is, you know, fine. Called by works after all. Because their idea was they fuse using the Albion, and then it denies our Widow Anchor, which is, yeah, like what they've done here. Funny thing here is Winder can't actually punch over this. Oh, wait. They can, if they're smart, they can banish the spells. And then Winder can punch over. I mean, either way is kind of fine. So, like, the smart thing for him to do here is just banish like 3 of my spells, just take those 3 out or something. He took out the Ray. Okay. I mean, I guess that's fair. Does deny me Ray, obviously. But we'll engage. Yeah, that's negated. That's whatever. Sometimes you're that good. Sometimes you are that good. I mean, okay, this is a bit silly, isn't it? Guess I would like to draw a card. So this denies. This turns off Winder and also steals her. And this is lethal. And would you believe it, the game that before took me, like I said, it was like a 35-minute game. This one's like 11 minutes in. I will definitely take an 11-minute game over a 35-minute slog. And then this just goes into anything. Do Hayata. Alright. Alright, I will always take 11 minutes over a 35-minute slog.